create kind of this right triangle right here. Okay. So to make the little tree here, we can come here and just kind of like sketch. We're just going to sketch this in really quick here. So it starts with a little curve like this, and then it curves up. This curves up like this. Yep. Yeah. And don't be too technical. Yeah, Ruben, that's right. You can fold it in quarters for sure. That's kind of funny. I'm not sure if you said that before or after, or if we had the same idea at the same time, because I didn't see your message. I didn't see it before mentioning that. It just kind of occurred to me, like, oh, I should tell him about the quarters thing. Okay. So I've got that tree, and then this tree is kind of connected to it like this. So here we go. We're going to sketch this tree in. It's all done with these interesting curving lines. This one curves like this. Then it dips down and it comes over. Now you may finish this and come back and look at it in the morning and go, that's not right, or I see something that's way off, or maybe something like was irritating you, and then you'll figure out the solution. So it's okay to correct this stuff. It really, really is. Just go back in and fix it, you know? Inch by inch, everything's a cinch. All right, so here we go. This one's kind of going like that. I'm going to give you guys a little extra time here to catch up. All right. I'm trying to find where the bottom of this boat is hitting the water. So if we were to take our brush once again and hold it up like this, right, we can see where the bottom of this, so the boat has two sides, right? It's got this side that's facing us, and then it's got this side that's extending back this way, right? And it's got, so the front side, it's a straight line across the bottom, two, well, not quite parallel lines. This one seems to be pointing out a little bit. And then two kind of roof-like lines going this way, right? Now, where it hits the water, it's straight, right? Because where the water line is, it's just going to be nice and level. Unless the boat's sinking, of course. You don't want to draw a sinking boat. We want level lines. All right, so this is extending back at a diagonal. This line is parallel with this line, and then this one's just kind of extending back. In fact, if you look at this line here, it looks like it's curving and connected to this one. All right, so really, so many times we have a hard time painting this stuff or drawing this stuff because we just don't take the time to really, really, really look and make sense of it. But the more you look, the more it makes sense, right? So we've got a straight line across the bottom here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. And then we have, so this is the front face here. This is kind of sticking out. This is kind of sticking out. This is a roof shape here, right? And then this one's extending back into the distance. It's a diagonal, okay? That's all very well and good. However, we need to find exactly where this boat is in the picture. And we need to find out the size of it too. And I actually have a trick for showing you how to do that. Because the most beautifully drawn, detailed ship in the world wouldn't be good if it were slanting, or if it were too small, or if it was set too close, too close to you, or if it was too big. We need to get the size. The first thing we need to be concerned with when we draw something is where it's located and how big it is. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to show you is this concept called notional space. And basically, the notional space, it sounds fancy, but all it is it's a box. That's all it is. Notional space, it's a box. And I've talked about this before with most of you. But the notional space is just the highest, the lowest, the leftmost, and the rightmost point. And basically, if we can just draw a box around this, we'll have the proportions. And it's so helpful. Let me, just give me 1 second here. I made 2 printouts of this painting. Oh, here's the other one. Okay, good, because I'm about to paint on this. I'm about to paint on this. So you can really see what it is that I'm talking about. All right, so this is the highest point right here. And I can just draw a parallel line right across top here. Just watering this paint down a little bit more here. And then this is the leftmost point right here. Connect this. And then this is going to go right across the bottom like this. This is going to be one of the most helpful tools you will ever have in drawing. Do you see how it fits beautifully and perfectly in there? Now all you got to do is paint a box on your picture and have it fit right there. It doesn't matter how big your picture is, because what we're dealing with is proportion. So if you wanted to take this picture and blow it up, maybe paint it on your wall, this would solve so many of your problems, wouldn't it? All you need is the proportions of this box, and then get the proportions of this box. Pay attention to all the negative, like the shapes that are made on the inside. Because as soon as you draw, like, look, do you see how now that I've drawn a box around it, you can see, now you know how to draw the sails. Because look at all this negative space in here, right? The negative space is just the shapes that are made around the actual shapes of the sails, right? So, like, if I were to draw this shape of the sky, I would be drawing this sail. Does that make sense? By putting a box around it, it just makes it so much easier. Okay, so let's do that. Let's create a box on our canvas. And this is going to help us locate this baby. All right, so I can see, first of all, that it is about this much distance from, so I could just come here and go boom. I know that's where the top is, right there. And then I could come over here and see, well, I know this is half, okay, so I know where the center is. I think yeah, and it's a little further over than the center. So it'd be about right, approximately right here. And then it drops down this far from the horizon. So this is the horizon here. It drops about this far down. So easy, right? So we're gonna come over like this. And then this is going to solve so many of your problems. Did I make it wide enough? Mine looks a little bit more rectangular. Did I drop it too low? Well, it's probably because I shifted it in because this canvas, as I said before, is... So here we go. That is my boat. Now, something that'll be very helpful for you, if you are painting with oil, dip your brush into acrylic. If you're painting with, if you're painting with oil, dip your brush into the paint thinner. And if you're painting with acrylic, dip your brush into the white paint. And just, however, get rid of this line. Get rid of it by painting with it with white. And get rid of this line too. We don't need this line. Oh, wait. Spoke too soon. And it's okay if it makes kind of a mess. Just, the paint thinner will work because your oil paint hasn't dried yet. You can just remove it pretty easily. I'm gonna clean this up. Okay. And this is just gonna make, yeah, what's up?
Excuse me, this is Julio. I will interrupt you again, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's up?
Was the photograph and the canvas the same size?
No.
Okay.
It's
is an
not.
8 or 8 by 10 photograph and a 11 by 14 canvas, is that correct?
This is an 8.5 by 11, but there's a little bit taken off of each side.
Right.
Yeah.
And the next question is, how do you know where to place that box with respect to the canvas?
Well,
and
I'm just kind of using my intuition and my best judgment. I'm not doing any calculations up in my head. I'm just kind of doing what kind of feels right. If you want to get out the calculator, honestly, I think you missed this first part, Julio. But what you can do, listen to me. You can just draw a line right across the top up here, and don't paint above that line, and then your canvas will be wider.
Okay.
Yeah, and then after you're finished with your painting and everything's done, you can just get like an X-Acto knife and just cut this fabric away from the stretcher bars.
Yeah, right.
You can just cut it away, and then you can mount it on top of a panel.
Yes. That is a very good alternative.
Yeah.
That last part is cutting it off and plaster it into a panel. Yes.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Okay. Well, right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sure. Yeah, I have some people who really care about getting the exact proportions, and that's great. Some people don't care. It just depends what you're going for, Yeah,
I'm using a proportional divider right now. It's quite all right. Thank you.
Sure. All right. Now, the next thing we can talk about is, so we've got this box here. Another thing that will help us draw this, and this is true if you're drawing a person or a face or a piece of clothing, anything. The idea of the notional space and then what we're going to call the envelope is really going to help you. So the envelope is the biggest shape that you can draw using straight lines to capture the basic. And you'll notice that when I use these straight lines, I make a series of triangles. And all I gotta do is get those triangles and make sure that the boat fits inside the triangles. Isn't this beautiful? So this is my shape here. This solves so much. And anytime, I don't always use this, but if there's something really complicated going on, like a boat in full sail with a bunch of people on it, this makes it easy. Or easier. So if you can't see, I'm going to sketch it out for you here. So let me dip my brush here. And the first, all I got to do is draw these triangles. So I've got like a little triangle right here. How high is it? At what point does it hit at each point? So I'm going to come here and, you know, just draw it. Don't be too worried about the math or anything. Just use your best guess. So this one comes all the way up to this point up here. Comes down like this, and lo and behold, look at this. This is so beautiful. We've got the bottom of our boat now. Isn't that beautiful? Because it fits exactly right there. Well, maybe not super exact, but basically, you know, it's a great little system. Okay, so we've got this right here. This is going to shoot down like this. And then this is going to come up like this. So my boat's going to fit in here. I think I made this triangle a little bit too big. Oh, Julio, don't forget to mute yourself. I mean, I don't mind hearing the noises, but I do know that the camera is going to go to you. Thank you. It's yeah, there you go. Now it's mute. I get a little mute symbol. All right, so yeah, so this one, oh, actually, you know what? Here, let's come over here. And I don't usually take so long with drawings. I just don't want anybody to get intimidated. I think, honestly, the drawing is one of the more challenging aspects of this. It will be for some people, not for all. And I just want to make sure that we take our time with it. Okay. So it's common to, like, you know, if there's like a small error in your notional space box and envelope, that's going to affect the proportions of your, you know, your boat. And that's okay. If you're drawing your boat and something feels off, you know, you don't have to stick inside the envelope or the notional space box. You can extend out, okay? So get that down. I am a firm believer in keeping as tidy a space as I can handle. So I'm going to erase my notional space box because I don't need it anymore. And I just don't like extraneous lines, all these extra lines, because it's just confusing. It's okay if it stains the canvas a little bit. I just want to get rid of these lines. Not the envelope. We're going to need that. Just the the box that we started out with at first. And I can't, it's so hard for me to talk and paint because, well, that's why I'm mispronouncing words and trailing off in some gibberish. It's right side fighting with the left side. Okay. There we go. So my boat's gonna fit in there. Switch to my smaller brush. Let's go ahead and draw the actual boat, and then we'll attach the sails to that. So if we look back at this, we can see that where it fits so nicely inside the bottom part of my envelope here. You see? So it fits very nicely, and I'm actually explaining this twice for the other camera here. So it fits really nicely inside this envelope right here. Okay, so I can come right here and just start drawing the boat in. So we've got a little straight line like this, and then about right, it's more than halfway. Another kind of sort of straightish line. It's much easier to think about these lines as supports or scaffolding for the painting, as opposed to a rigid kind of drawing that must be adhered to at all costs. And I think that's one of the hardest things, you know, that if you cling to your drawing too much, your painting's not going to progress very far. So this line is more of a curve. You've got to think about it as like putting paintings on top of paintings on top of paintings, and each time your painting is a better guess. The painting that's on top is a better guess than the one below it, because you have the one below it kind of supporting it. And there goes. That was the muslin covering. So yeah, so don't stress too much over this drawing. Do the best you can with it, but know that when you put your painting on top of it, you're still going to be thinking about the drawing. So do you see how I drew this more as a curve? Right here. This is more of a curve. And then I'm going to get some more burnt sienna here, and let's start putting in, we're not going to worry about the people. Right here at this point, I'm going to put a point right here, because that's where, so there's 2 points here. This is the sail I'm going to draw, this curve right here. So it starts right here and it curves all the way up and it touches this point right here. So it's this point right here in the ship, and I'm just going to make a nice, beautiful curve that starts right here and it goes woo all the way up. It's a thing of beauty. Serene boating days, right? So beautiful. Clean it up. There. Now here comes another line. It's going to start right here and it's going to come down. So this is the other part of the sail that's kind of connecting. So here's another line, whoosh, like this. I love drawing curves. Curves is one of my So I started right here and just came down like graceful as a ski slope. I am definitely more graceful with the brush than I am on ice. And then we're going to connect this point to this point. Come here and whoosh. Okay, I'm going to give you a little time to catch up. I may have exaggerated this curve a little bit right here. It's because I love drawing curves, and I think that that line is just really pretty like that, but you can make it a little shallower, so I curved it in a little bit more than it is on the painting here, which is this line right here. Well, maybe I didn't. It feels like I did. We'll see. When I put that's the nice thing. You know, when I put the actual painting on, I'll get to decide where everything finally goes. Okay. So let's check and see how right I was. Remember how I said that that pole lined up? I love checking my work because sometimes I'm right on it and other times it's like, ooh, I don't know. But I have a kind of a good feeling about this. So do you remember how I said that this dot right here sort of lined up with this pole right here? Let's check. Oh my gosh. It's right. Okay, I've got to stop being so gleeful. Yeah, all right, show off, right? Oh my gosh, yeah, so they line up. And it wasn't because of any math I was doing in my head, it's just when you've been drawing for a long time, you just get like this sense. So this is where the pole is going to go. Right above where this point. It should be pretty close. Okay, hang on here. Yeah. So there's a straight line right there. And that is this pole. Can you see the pole? Right here. With the little flag. And this pole right here with the little flag attached. Oh, hi, Moshi. Hi. That's my cat. She likes to come and say hi. She's just begging for treats. Okay, so we've got that. And then there is a flag that connects right here. There's another flag and it just fits very neatly and tightly right in here. Yep, just like this. And then we've got another flag that touches this point right here. And then it comes down and touch. It actually, I think, yeah, it's not quite this line. It does come away from it a little bit. And I am filming this for YouTube. I hope that video turns out. I'm still learning how to use that iPad and get it all set up, but if you're having, you know, you should be able to view this lesson in, you know, higher resolution than Zoom. Okay, I'm getting rid of my original envelope line here. So yeah, I'm just kind of using my brush like an eraser. I've got a little bit of paint thinner on it and I'm just coming right in and I'm just kind of like cleaning these lines up. One thing, if you have too much paint thinner though, it can cause a bit of bleeding. So you have to watch for that, but. And then let's see. Oh, this needs to come up a little bit higher. I erased that part. Okay. Let's see. Do I have my sails? I think I do. This one needs to be a little bit stronger. I erased too much of it. And I don't know, something is telling me that I need, oh, there's a line I'm missing here. Let's see, so we have this one here. Oh yeah, I'm missing a couple lines here. So right here, got this line. I was like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now it will. It'll make a little bit more sense here. There we go. There's that other sail. All right. I am feeling like it needs to be stretched a little bit more. And that might be, well, Julio, Mr. Engineer. Yeah, it could be because it ended up, like, didn't I say, yeah, I think I did say that the rectangle looked a little bit narrow to me. That's okay. If I want, I can redraw these sails and make them a little bit more voluminous so that they look like they're blowing in the wind a little bit more. Okay. And then, oh yeah, we're mixing another curve here. There's a lot of curves. There's another curve from here to here. So right here, we have another curve, and it just kind of goes like this. See? Wow. There's a little flag up here. I'm just gonna do a little wavy line for the little flag. I'm gonna give you guys a little extra time to just thoroughly catch up because I don't want to rush anybody through the drawing of this boat. But yeah, I do think it needs to be a little bit wider. And then there's a little boat right in here. And you can just kind of look at it like a crescent shape, like a banana. So paint this. I'm probably gonna have to make mine just a little bit smaller. And then it's got the two poles. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make mine a bit, maybe shrink the trees a little bit because this one's running into my tree. And then this one's gonna go over here. Okay, now that we've done that, let's put these poles in, or the posts. The posts. So there's a post right